Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. So we are here this morning and it's a little smoky outside from the fires in Quebec. If the background kind of looks a little smoky, that's why. But so we just put out the chicks into the chicken coop because we finally finished the chicken coop. That was a task and a half. But yeah, so they are in their coop and I think they're quite enjoying it. So this is what their coop looks like, and then their run. They don't have access to their run yet. They will, but I'm gonna put an automatic chicken door there. And yeah, we'll do a full tour on this later, but they'll be able to come out here and like poultry netting and graze and have some fun. But for winter and spring, they'll be able to have a nice little run. It's a 20-foot run and it continues underneath their coop because this property is in full sun all day long and chickens do need shade. So we made sure that they could have access to the underneath of the coop so that they could have shade, as well as they also have this covered area for the first, like, I think it's like 6 feet. But yeah. And this is all of them. You say hi. We put up 2 roosting bars. We'll probably put up another one, but for now, they got 2. That's their laying boxes. We haven't cut out the piece of plastic here for them to go inside yet because I don't want them to learn to sleep and poop in there. We also made this waterer here, just a nipple waterer so that they can have full access to water. And they got some food. They got some treats. But I think they're doing really well. No, you can't come outside. You have to stay inside. You want to say bye? But yeah, I think that the chickens are adjusting really well. But this is the other side of the coop. So that's what it looks like. There's a little window there that I opened for them. They can just kind of look outside from their roosting bars. Just over here in the garden. And everything is looking really good. The tomatoes that we planted look really good. There's some nutrient deficiency that I'm seeing in some of them. So I'm gonna give them a bit of fertilizer, mulch this, water it, and hope for the best. But there is definitely some purpling of the leaves. But everything else is loving this cool morning. This broccoli plant looks really good. So the straw is having a lot of seeds. I mean, when you mulch with straw, you have to expect some to come up and the weeds to come up, but this is quite a bit. Everything's looking good though. The rosemary, cilantro, dill. Put some peppers out here. I need some more tomato cages to kind of trellis them a little bit. But yeah, these were extras from the high tunnel over there because I couldn't fit them all in. And then these tomatoes don't look great either, but the new growth looks pretty good. So like there's a gray purple. So that looks good, but these don't. So hoping. I did get some organic fertilizer to hopefully help these guys kind of pull through. But yeah, it's not the one that I typically get, but it will definitely do. It's organic, so it should work. So we still have quite a bit of space left to plant. Half of this bed is done with broccoli and lettuce, but then the other half and this trellis is not done. That's the bed with the peppers at the end, and then it's empty. Has a bit of grass or weeds growing, but we'll get that under control. And then the tomatoes, and then the trellis is empty. This bed is empty. Those 2 beds are currently empty, and then we have 2 more to go on the other side. And then we're thinking of putting a seating area here. So this is what we're kind of looking like right now. We still have to fill this bed. We still have a lot of space to plant in all of these beds. Before we start planting, I just wanted to give you a little look-see at what our in-ground garden's looking like. So here we got all the potatoes, and you can start to see them coming up here. That's really good. And then all here is going to be like the squash and pumpkin patch. Onions are looking really good. Yesterday I planted out some tomatoes out here. Just some extras to see how they would do. And they're all looking good. I just rounded up some soil, cut a hole through the weed fabric, and then planted these guys. The high tunnel's closed up because it's a little chilly, but I bet it's warm in there. Yeah, so all the peppers look really good. And it looks to be 20 Celsius in here. So that's pretty good. Especially since outside is currently like 9 degrees or 10 degrees. 9-10 Celsius. Really happy that these guys are in here. All right. So it has been so hot the past week or so, and we really struggled to get a lot of things, planting being one of them, done. Now that it's cooler, it's easier to plant. It's also good for the transplants to be more, I guess, not so hot temperatures. Peppers and tomatoes are kind of okay, but you definitely don't want to be planting them in like the heat of the day. I do have a box of seeds here. I have quite a bit of flower seeds to be planted. We also got to do some beans. I think we're going to start with these. So we're looking for a runner bean to climb up this trellis here. So we have black knight, which I think would be really nice on this trellis. So I saved some rattlesnake pole beans from my garden back in Hamilton, so we can definitely do some of those. And then I grabbed some red noodle beans that I also collected in Hamilton, and then the royal burgundy bean. Let's get to planting. So I think here would be a really good spot for the rest of this pack of purple potted pole beans. I didn't plant much beans last year because we had planted so many the year before that we were very sick of them. So I'm just going to drop 2 in each hole again because these seeds are a few years old, just in case one doesn't germinate. Okay. And then I will push this mulch back once the beans have come up, but for now it's kind of going to stay like that. So what I'm thinking of doing is I'm going to put these rattlesnake pole beans on the back side of this trellis, and then these black knight runner beans on the front side because they have bright red flowers and someday will be really pretty, or bright pink. No, bright red blooms. So I think that would be really pretty. I saved a lot of seeds from last year so I could do some succession planting. We'll see if that works out in this climate. And then these are a new seed for me. I've done the scarlet runner bean, but this is the black knight runner bean. Holy shit, those beans are huge. So 1, 2, 3. That's how big those beans are. That's huge. So I put one at every little bar here just to make climbing easier. I'll just stick one in. One per hole. because those are new seeds, so they should be good. We're gonna give the beans some space that we just planted. And we'll just make a little space right here. I really enjoy zucchini, especially on the barbecue. We just put salt and pepper on the zucchini and squeeze a little bit of lemon juice on, and it is so good. So if you start zucchini ahead of time, you don't want to let them grow much bigger than this. They don't like to be messed with. So I'm just gonna dig them a hole here. I've always direct sowed zucchini and squash, but because our beds weren't ready in time and I really wanted to make sure that we would get quite a bit, then I just made sure that we just started some early. So I picked some from my pile over by the door because I started like my melons and my pumpkins and all that stuff early too. So this is about 24-inch spacing. And then I'll do another row on that side. So those were the large green zucchini, and I have a couple different varieties here. I also have the lemon squash, which is looks like a lemon. So I do have this variety. This is a golden yellow squash zucchini. I'm just glad that we're getting to this morning. So thanks so much for hanging out with me. If you're enjoying this video, make sure to like the video down below. It really helps me out in the algorithm. So it's getting a little windy and a little loud, but I did do the backside of this bed with yellow and green bush beans, and then we're going to do some Mayflower beans that look like that, Calypso beans, and Dragon Tongue bush beans. This takes me a few minutes, so I'm just going to time lapse this. About half hour before we run into town. Now that we're finished the beans, we're mostly finished. I have some sunflowers that I just want to put on the far side of this bed, closest to the road, just kind of to add some beauty to the already beautiful tomatoes. Alrighty, so right here is the entrance of the garden, and I kind of want to make it smelling good with the herbs and pretty with the flowers. So I have a whole bunch of zinnias that I want to get planted in here just to kind of make the space a little bit more pretty. And then for zinnia seeds, I just sprinkle. Scratch the surface, tap them in, and then we'll water and be done. Alright guys, so that's it. That's the morning in the garden. I just want to check on the chickens because it is their first day, and we'll have to say goodbye. No. They're all trying to escape now. What you doing? No, don't have food, sorry. Just dirty hands. No, leave my ring alone. I don't have food, so I'm not interesting, huh? You just want to try to sneak out. Okay, little ones. Say goodbye. Okay, if I can barely undo this and do this up, then nothing's gonna get in there. Alrighty, so that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you guys are enjoying these videos. If you want to see something in specific, leave it down in the comments below. And yeah, I gotta run into town, pick up some supplies because we have some new additions coming tomorrow, so have to be prepared. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.